brother. I appreciate you, man. Happy holidays to you. Um, what you call it? Wendy. What's up, Wendy? Take it off mute. Say something. You off mute, but we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Wendy. Ari, take it off mute. Oh, I'm sorry, Annie.
I've been on mute. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I just saw your page. Probably this week, this past week. I saw your page, but tonight I just saw your last name is Alston.
Yes.
Do you know Alston's in Pennsylvania?
Not that I know of.
Because it's so funny. I have a cousin, Arthur Alston, and his mother was Diane.
That's
But
crazy.
I kept put, huh?
That's my name.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, what is the chances of Arthur and Alston in the same name? You know what I mean? And I stumble across it. But if your mom isn't Diane, or maybe you could be, I don't know, long distance kind of relative. But that's like my first cousins with that last name.
Oh, you got
And
hit me up on Instagram so we can see if we related.
okay. Also, I appreciate you honestly covering this story. I actually was. I'm not into either one of these kids' kind of music, like well, certain kind, not just that kind. But um, I didn't. I've seen when. I'm so glad. At first, when I first seen Megan with that blue hair, she's speaking out and everything. Um, it didn't hit me till now how fake that was. Um, it was like she sincerely. It started from like the post that she first posted about, oh, she's injured but she's okay. She was seriously grasping at straws there to get any kind of sympathy. I mean, like grabbing it, on the death of George Floyd too. You brought George Floyd into this, talking about I was all scared. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just wanted to pull up the
Oh,
picture you was talking about.
yeah. She's saying how she was scared and this and that and the other. Um, that she was going to be shot. These people whoever that tried to groom her on her team seriously failed. I mean, I could have done better than that with her. Like George Floyd, how obvious is that one? And then this violin, was going. Uh, Whenever she's saying this stuff with the little hoodie on, and I'm like, girl, come on, man. And then when I'm listening to our bloggers, not mainstream media, I'm listening to all our bloggers, you, Malago, a lot of them. And I'm listening to both sides and seeing what people's take is. And it is so mesmerizing that these bloggers, some of the bloggers out here want to believe in that girl so much. They sound like complete idiots. I'm like, are you watching the same thing I'm watching? And don't mind me, because I spent 10 years in New York. So I'm a little rough, when I talk sometimes. But I'm like, are they watching the same thing I'm watching? And they keep saying she was shot. She was shot. She was not shot. And the other young ladies, I brought up the same thing about the bullet ricocheting off the floor, maybe because of um, um, the tussle between her and her and Kelsey. And I'm thinking at that moment, I'm like, I was just telling a girl, one of my friends, I was like, if that Sean Kelly guy, if he saw that a flash on the passenger side and it was the woman, if it was inside the car, there would have been shell casings. And they said all the shell casings were outside the car. There's no blood in the car. So nothing could have happened in the car as far as the shooting. Now, it makes sense that the bullet fragments would be, if it was shot at that side, right? The bullet fragments would be close to the passenger side where she was. The bigger pieces that would ricochet off of the cement, which could have got into her foot, because there couldn't have been a direct hit to her foot unless it was grazed. That's the only way something like, she could have been shot in the foot. She stepped on something. And then when you guys brought up about the window being kicked out, I really would like to see if any, for sure, if any of the windows were, because that does make sense. And that's how she's not smart enough, drunk. If you think about it, she's drunk. Is she gonna say she stepped on, she has enough sense to say she stepped on glass that quick with the police and you're in pain and all that? If it wasn't true, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think there's some relevance with kicking out the window. Yeah, man, I put it in a hotel window when I was drunk one time, telling myself, I took two fists, and you know how they have those big hotel windows. I don't know how thin this window was, but I took like two fists and I just bashed my fist right into it and broke it. And that's just my fist. Can you imagine I call her Mega Man. Can you imagine her just taking her foot and just push it into the windshield or whatever? I'm sorry. That's what we call her. I don't know if you know the bloggers Night and Day. That's what we call her over there, Mega Man. I call her Mega the Stallion, man. But I mean, but for real, like the girl, I think to encourage her in spirit, because she probably ain't listening, but to encourage her in spirit, stop rapping. She can't rap. She can't rap. She can't rap. She does you know how somebody could just say a rap in that how do you, I keep missing the word that I'm trying to use. The presentation of the rap, it's like, yeah, that was like right on point. But she is just like, I can never, the way she raps, be able to tell she says different words than from the first rap I heard or another rap I heard. The beat even doesn't get much different. But especially after the show she put on throughout this case, I think she could make a good actress. She's a gorgeous girl. Her body is ridiculous, beautiful, She's just big, thick, but I think she should go in acting because her career as far as rapping is done. She was already deflating before this happened. A lot of people was like, think of something different. Same thing with Beyonce, thinking she could rap. And now she's not doing what she used to do with the singing and all that. But back on the Tory, it's like this has to be this tape had to keep playing because this is not just him that this has happened to. I watch a lot of these stories. I tap in and out of the injustices against our people. It began way before even slavery in Africa. It began with the ancient Egyptians, our first ancestors. So over and over.
You getting too deep.
I know.
Hold on a second. Don't go nowhere. Hold on a second. Let me get Wendy. Let me try Wendy again. Hold on. Wendy, you there? Wendy, I don't know what's up with your microphone. Let me go to Black Max.
Yo, what's up, Choke?
What's up?
What's going on? Hey, I had two questions. I really wanted them for Alex though. But I've been watching it, right? And the dude Sean Kelly, right? When he spoke on Tory, he specifically said the short guy. But when I heard him talking in their notes and he spoke on the girls, he just say the girls. So when he say the muzzle flashes, he just say from the girls. He don't say the short girl. So we assuming that he talking about Kelsey. If that's the case for real.
You right. That is a good point right there.
We assuming. So
Megan
we gonna see when the
could have shot
transcripts
the
come
shot.
out. But since Alex ain't here, he ain't got the notes. I'm gonna move on. Now, I don't know how LA is, right? But how can you be on the scene of a shooting, right? The smoking gun is in the vehicle with you. You go to the hospital, lie, say you got glass on your foot. You said the doctors came in there, said no, those bullet fragments before the police left, and you get to walk away and don't nobody get charged for firing that gun. How is that even possible? And they don't check you for no GSR, no DNA, nothing. How is that even possible? Maybe
Right.
LA different.
Oh no, LA is way different. We can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like how you walk away, though nobody get charged. And I don't even think Tory got charged the 4 days later when she came out. Then he get charged like a month after that, if I ain't mistaken, or a few weeks or something like that.
Nah, I don't think it was that. I think after the 4 days, I think they charged him. Wait, hold on, I can pull it up on the TMZ. I think they charged him 4 days after the incident. We're only with possession. They didn't charge him for
Yeah,
assault or anything.
yeah, I'm talking about for the shooting. They charged him with possession from that day. But
Right.
if a firearm got let off in public, somebody would have had to got charged for that day.
Oh
Unless
yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that.
yeah,
Hell,
unless
you're right.
unless she really didn't get shot, or she went in there at first and probably was like, I shot myself by mistake. I don't know who gun it is. And then doubled back and was like, I was lying. And then came back and told the truth. Like, what did she tell the police when they took them bullet fragments allegedly out her feet? That's suspect. Ain't nobody talking about that.
Right. So what you're saying is you believe that they didn't prove that Tory shot her beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh, they definitely Tory shouldn't be locked up right now. Definitely.
Okay.
That's too many reasonable doubts in there. My thing is, what I'm talking about is why Megan ain't get checked. Why we ain't see why they ain't proved that she never had the pistol in her hand.
Yeah, that they should have checked at her for the GSR.
Yeah, that's what
Should have
I'm
checked
saying.
her
Like she
for
was there, she was in the
fingerprints on
car. People
the weapon
people
because
do cheddar bob
she
themselves.
could have shot as well.
People do cheddar bob themselves, and if you shooting and you next to yourself and you hit the ground, bullet fragments can easily hit the side of your foot if you shoot down right next to yourself.
Or if you and somebody was struggling over the gun and it
Right.
went off down by you,
Right.
that can happen.
And then that's why in the chat I'm bringing up. So why is she paying for Kelsey's for a year, allegedly for her apartment for a year? And then ain't no telling how much money she gave her.
True.
You know, it's looking suspect. It's too many hoes. That man shouldn't be in jail, and that's too many. And then remember they was like on Tory's social media, they said that Tory said that Kelsey ain't shoot her. And then he said Rock Nation reached out too. So
Yeah,
baby Rock
and we
Nation
shot him 2 days
put that
later.
threat in his back like don't say nothing.
Yep, 2 days later. You're right.
You know, but ain't nobody speaking on that. I just want to throw that out there because everybody just said Kelsey, Kelsey, Kelsey. And it's like, hold up. It was now they said it wasn't no GSR or no DNA from the bodyguard, but it's one person that they ain't checked.
And that person had 90% on the weapon, and Megan did not get tested at all.
And how you lie? How you get? She got caught lying to the police the same night, says she stepped on glass. So how you lie to the police and still don't get checked?
Once again, this is why, like, when people say that Tory's convicted on all 3 charges, how did the jury didn't see a reasonable doubt in this case?
Yeah, and that dude Sean Kettler, I'm telling you, it might be something deep going on around here, man.
Oh, it ain't no question of that.
For real, it might be
Father
real
already
deep.
exposed that.
Yeah, it might be real deep, but I don't know, man. They did that man dirty. They need to free that man for real.
Yeah, and who's to tell? Who knows if Sean Kelly had any cases, any pending cases, or anything that they could have thrown in his face to make him flip?
Right. Right.
Because Kelsey did, and if Kelsey didn't do no wrong to her bestie, why did she need immunity? Why did she plead the fifth and say she didn't want to incriminate herself? Incriminate yourself how? What you do?
Right. And I wish Alex was here because he got the notes. Because if he specifically kept saying the short guy, but he didn't specifically put a difference in between the two
And the
women,
height and the
that
women.
means that he did that on purpose. Somebody coerced that on him.
Yeah, well,
It's like, why
you
you
see,
ain't separate the
the
women?
DA took him upstairs and prepped him
Yeah,
before his testimony, and he was the defense witness.
right. So I don't know. It's looking spooky out there in LA. Well, it's
Yeah,
looking spooky in the whole America, but out there it look real
no,
spooky.
LA is extra.
Extra spooky.
Yeah,
Well, that's all the 2 points I wanted to put out. I ain't gonna hold you up too long. I appreciate for letting me on. But it was
yeah,
just
I
some questions
appreciate
that I
you
don't
too,
feel
bro.
that nobody asking. It's like how you in a car with an empty gun, a smoking gun, and it was a police call for a shooting, and you just walk away, and then 4 days later you talking about some everybody free. Like, how is that even possible?
There you
Ain't
go.
nobody charged with firing that gun and you bleeding and they found bullet fragments. I don't even know how that's possible.
There you go. There
All
you
right,
go.
brother.
I appreciate you. Come back, brother. I
All
appreciate
right,
you,
no
man.
doubt.
Much love. Wendy, we're gonna try you again. She left. All right. LaShonda, any last words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I didn't say this to you, excuse me, earlier, but a theory in the beginning is I feel like Kelsey in the beginning was going to team up with Meg. I think her and Meg were like, we just going to blame Tory as to why you texted the bodyguard, which was nowhere near where you guys were to get to you. I'm saying I think in the beginning, before Kelsey got told that LA is a dangerous place to be, that she needed to leave, once Meg's team iced her out, I think that's when she flipped. But I think in the beginning, they were gonna be in cahoots as far as like, okay, I'm not gonna tell them that you did this. We just gonna blame it on Tory. If you look at the facts from the beginning on how things went, how they're saying that Kelsey initially sent that text to the bodyguard and and the things that she said, I think she was willing to be cool with, like, okay, what, I'm gonna follow your lead, Meg, whatever you say, then I'm riding with it. But when Meg didn't protect her or include her in her speech about, you know, her being hurt, being shot, and that Kelsey didn't do it, I think things went left. Like Megan just iced her out and she didn't know why. And she started feeling betrayed because she was willing to, I think, go with it. Like, me and you been knowing each other longer than this nigga. All right, we gonna put it on him. But when Meg shunned her too, I think Kelsey got upset and was just like, I'm not gonna even go with it no more. But again, at the end of the day, it's just a sad situation. And I really hope and pray that either on appeal, sentencing, or however it goes, that Tory is able to be free and able to move on with his life and his career, and that this just isn't swept under the carpet and people forget about this, because this is really something serious to talk about, to think about, to be vigilant about when it comes to our people, and not just Black women, our Black men. We have to really look at this and see that truth needs to get out there, and forget about self. It's the truth that needs to be out there, because as it was said, too many of our black men are behind bars for senseless lies that nobody's even thinking about anymore. They're forgot about. And I just don't want Tory to be one of those that's forgot about, because this was not fair. Not fair by a long shot. And again, thank you again, Choke, for letting me voice my opinion. I enjoy your commentary and your shows, and just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sister. And Merry Christmas to you, because it's officially
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
on the East Coast.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas. It's just 10:25 where I'm at. I'm
Yeah.
here in LA.
All right.
So
Well, still Christmas Eve for you, but it's Christmas on the East Coast. So Merry Christmas to you and your family, sis.
you too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Wendy, let me get you on here.
Is it working?
Yes, it is working now.
Okay, finally. I'm sorry, Choke.
All right, go ahead. See, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm kind of the same age group as Tori and Megan. I'm 30 years old. And I kind of went into it kind of knowing Megan was lying just based off what we were seeing off social media. And the thing that stood out to me was one, Kelsey needed immunity. I kind of always thought that Kelsey shot her because of the diss track and kind of all those other things. But I think more importantly, what I've been noticing across social media is like how disgusting like women are being, as if like they're kind of holding this as like some type of trophy for like black women finally getting like some type of leverage. And I want to say that I do think, black women do need to be protected, and that is an issue, but I just don't think it applies here. I think it's very much a situation where Megan doesn't know what happened, and she's letting people pressure her into just kind of shooting blind, and Tory's kind of being the fall guy. When the case is going on, he should have definitely been acquitted. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have a dog in a fight. I like both of them as artists. You know what I mean? But it really comes down to like the way the court works is the reasonable doubt. And that was very clear. You know what I mean? No matter who testified, what they said, the crazy stories they were coming up with, the twists and turns of it, it still came down to me that nobody really knows what happened. And that's enough doubt that this man should be acquitted. Now I am curious how the appeal is going to work, because I do feel like the prosecutors strategically kind of charged him in a way that, let's say he did shoot her by accident or somewhere between the gun going off while he's wrestling it, he could get charged for like recklessly shooting a gun or whatever. You know what I mean? I definitely think Tory should have took the stand. I know he didn't, because it's almost like he tried to duck the smoke of, kind of dealing with his past issues. And I live in Boston, and we kind of have a similar gun laws where like they're gonna rule with an iron fist if you get caught. I personally have a license to carry, but that hasn't always been the situation. Me being their age group, I very much know that a lot of us carry before we get our license, and if we're unable to, if we live in them certain type of states or them jurisdictions that gun laws are kind of held at this, you damn near can't get them. So I don't think that's out of like that's just like crazy for a woman to be carrying, especially with the way rappers and entertainers are getting like robbed all the time. And just me being a female, I've only been licensed for the past 6 years. Before that, I still was making sure I was protected. You know what I mean? So it's just that I've experienced that also, like with a friend sleeping with a guy I was talking to too. And please believe I wanted to do whatever Kelsey might have done to Megan that night. So it's like I think people could have their own debates about everything, about what happened, how it happened. I don't think we'll truly ever really know. But I think it comes down to what bothers me the most is like so many women are almost like getting caught up in this whole feminism movement, which doesn't even cater to us anyway. And they're not really seeing that it's not just stick up for black women, it's stick up for black people. And right now, that black woman thing doesn't apply. You need to stick up for black people. And right now, I just think Tory's kind of getting burnt. And that's what I had to say.
Let me ask you a question. In the case where let's just say where you being a female, right? And a guy shoots you and the police come, and let's just say you just scared of the police. At what point do you tell the police the truth?
If they shot me on purpose,
Yeah.
I would have told them right there. I'm a citizen. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I don't want it to come down to this, to people not believing me or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like I would have said it then. Kind of like saying you got hit with glass and then turn it into maybe I turned my neck and kind of seen it. Like all that is just, that's pressure. That's not like the truth. That's pressure.
And all right, so you being a female and you saying that you would have told the police immediately. You being a female, if a guy would have shot you, would you have got back in the car with him?
Absolutely not.
So all the stuff that Megan said from the beginning when she didn't tell the truth, uh, even her Gayle King interview, why as a female, why do you think she lied on Gayle King when Gayle asked her was she intimate with Tory?
I think that was just a tactic from Meg to kind of give that innocent, poor me kind of look. Again, I'm a female. We do this during breakups and whatever the situation is, almost like I didn't do nothing. Someone has just done something to me. I want to appear as a victim. And I definitely think, I don't even know if Meg is just outright, well, obviously she's lying now, but I really think she really doesn't know. And people are just kind of cornering her to run off with this story. And that's going to eat her conscience up.
When you say you don't know, she doesn't know, you think that she was drunk and blacked out, don't know?
I just think maybe like it was too much confusion going on. It was hands everywhere. It was so much going on. Everyone's arguing and you just, hear the sound and you realize you're bleeding, but you don't necessarily see whose hand it came from because you're in the middle of like screaming, talking your shit as you're walking away. Excuse my language. I know we're on YouTube. I don't want to mess up no monetization or anything. So I truly think that because she's intoxicated, like all those things, that it's almost like, I'm pretty sure she said to herself, dang, do I even know what, did that happen? Am I bugging? Like, you know what I mean? There's been plenty of times I've gotten into fights in my younger years and I'm like, damn, did she hit me first or did I just hook off on her? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like in the middle of like all this like muddy, like the muddy waters that happen. It's almost like you can't really, collect your thoughts and like try to run things in sequence as they happen. So I wouldn't even like throw it on her for the people who's defending her that she just outright lying. She's a straight up liar. Although it does kind of seem that way. But it's like she could even just really not know. And if someone says, this is the story and this is what you're going to run with, because else you're going to look trash.
All right, my last question to you as a female. You and your bestie are hanging out and this altercation happens and your bestie comes to the hospital in moral support and she can't, her management is telling you, yo, we bought you a ticket, you go home, like, and you live with her, you're her assistant. Why aren't you dealing with your bestie in this situation? If you Megan or you Kelsey and you show up to the hospital and your bestie don't want to see you, she just gonna get you a plane ticket to go home, and a dude just shot one of y'all. Give me the perspective if you Megan and you in the hospital and you don't want to see Kelsey, why?
If I'm Megan, I don't want to see Kelsey. It's because someone has told me I don't need to see you because we need to get a story together. And you know too much that you could throw the story off. I kind of want to get you away from me. Me and you just got into it. And one of the speakers that were up here kind of said something that crossed my mind. But I thought I might have been bugging, like I might have been kind of reaching. That it's very well possible that Megan is actually the person who, did the shooting. You know what I mean? And she knows that if Kelsey's up here to see me, like Kelsey's probably not mad that, okay, you shot at me, you didn't hit me, you're the one who kind of got hurt, but let me go up here and see you. And I think while she's getting that story together and she has like Rock Nation and everybody kind of in her ear, they're telling her, they're kind of acting like lawyers before she probably even has a lawyer on the case, just like, don't say nothing to nobody. I don't want them using it against you. I don't want it coming back. Like, that's the only way that makes sense. There's no way in heck that if, I don't care what happened, if I slept with your man or whatever the situation may be, that because someone shot me, now I don't want to speak to you. If anything, I'm like, girl, get up in here. We about to run this dude over. Like, you know what I mean? There's no reason to like not speak to her unless it's like someone's pressuring you to get a story together and they don't want anyone interrupting this. They don't want anyone catching they don't fully trust you with the story yet. You know what I mean? So they like clear everything out, get everyone away from her. None of that, you know what I'm saying? Everything that Megan is saying, none of it makes sense. And I really hope like Tory wins it off the appeal. You know what I mean? Even if it comes down to like, I've thought about all these situations. If it comes down to the fact that Tory may have like, maybe they arrest him over the gun and he accidentally pulls it and he shoots her accidentally. Like, I still think he should be acquitted because it comes down to Megan, just tell the story. Just tell it like it is. Like, we were fighting over the thing. It accidentally went off. You know what I mean? Even if that's the route you want to go with it, which I think is not really likely, because it does take it takes pressure to, you know, let off a firearm, you know? So it's just, I don't know. Megan, again, I think, and this is another thing too, another angle, it has nothing to do with none of them, but it's almost like we're going through this thing where like, as you see, there's always this thing where Black women and Black men are kind of pitted against each other, especially now that there's so much like collaboration within us. And it's almost like they're forcing, like using Megan as like some type of like symbolism to like get Black women specifically of my age group, you know what I mean, to kind of adopt this mantra of like this feminism movement, which does nothing for like the Black community, that only caters to white women and white men, you know what I mean? And if Tory was going against a white woman on the stand, none of the Black people that are standing behind Megan right now, they'll be like, no, absolutely not. There's too much doubt. 100%. Absolutely not.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Now, plays devil advocate in that same situation. You, Kelsey, you show up to the hospital to see what's going on with Megan, and she shun you.
She about to tell on me. She about to tell on me. Like, I thought we was cool. Like, you know, we was, I think in Kelsey's mind, if she is the shooter, which I think she is, it's like, girl, you know, we was just kind of wilding. You did something. I got you back. I didn't mean to go that far, but you know this ain't how we get out. We don't mess with the police. We not doing that. I know you ain't about to sit up in here with these people and really tell them the truth.
That makes a lot of sense. As a woman, looking at it from how you breaking it down from both sides, that makes a lot of sense.
Hence why she drops the diss track. You know what I mean? And I think Kelsey's a very smart woman. Like, I watch her on social media now with all the other stuff she does. And she's like an intelligent woman. And I think that she was smart enough to go, oh, I'm not going down for this. She's from Houston. I'm not going down for this. So I'm about to cover my tracks. I'm going to make sure that when I drop this diss track, I'm going to talk my stuff, what I need to talk, but I'm gonna make sure I keep saying, I ain't do it. I sent the text off. I ain't do it. She's smart. And I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not in that situation, but if I was Kelsey, I would have done the same thing. My mind works like that, oh, I'm not going down for this. I'm gonna make sure.
That's why I'm scared of y'all women.
But that's the honest truth. We're very strategic, calculated. And again, I think that this doesn't make sense to a lot of people. It does not make sense to a lot of people. I think, again, people are kind of projecting their personal traumas. Look, I don't have kids, you know what I mean? So I don't have that thing where I feel like a lot of women may kind of have that kind of beef. Like, you know what I mean? Like on this like internal level with like baby daddies or whatever, their dads or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of people who deal with that. And it's almost like soon as like they're just like, I just need to win. I just want to win something. And it almost like latching onto this situation where it's like, boo, it doesn't fit here. This ain't the trophy you think it is. Right. This is a terrible flex. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they are getting justice for the state. They do not care who shot Megan, because if they cared who shot Megan, they would have tested everybody and they would have addressed why does what's her face, Kelsey, have the residue on her also. They never attempted to address that. They don't care about it. So it's like, it's not that they're like representing Black women or finally they're coming to put us on this pedestal. That's not the case. Odds are still against us. And don't let all this like smoke and mirrors get you to thinking a system that's never represented you is representing you at the expense of a Black man.
I got to follow you on Instagram. I like you. You like the sister within the sisters that stand for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? And we need
All
that.
black people, all black people. Like I have a mom, I have a dad, all black. I have all brothers. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like I have 6 brothers. I'm the only girl. I've seen all the you can see with the domestics and so on and so forth. It's like, but I have to keep it real about me as a woman. What I would have did if it was me. How'd I react if my homegirl slept with my man? Like it's just the facts. It's not only common sense, but the defense poked holes all over the place that you need to remember. No matter what I think, what you think, Choke, or what no one else thinks, it still comes down to the way the court is supposed to behave, the laws that are structured for people to be acquitted or to be convicted, and they didn't fulfill that. Period. Even if Tory is stone cold guilty, they didn't do that. So under the rules that y'all set, y'all ain't playing fair because he should have been acquitted. And that's a problem for the black community for future situations and scenarios. So people need to realize that. Don't be so happy for the crumb and then the whole loaf come and they like, we don't mess with y'all like that. You know that.
That's
we
right.
just wanted the black man.
Yep. I definitely appreciate you. Wait, what's your Instagram so we can follow you?
It's Wendy. It's WENDI. Period. Darling _
Oh, you got the Wendy spelled out, right? Oh,
yeah, like my name.
Okay. Oh, you follow me. All right, yeah. I just followed you back. I appreciate you, sister. You're welcome back anytime. Anything you want to leave with?
Thanks for your work, Choke. I've been following you for a minute. Back in the Rockefeller days. I appreciate you for always keeping it real. And what's up to everybody and black people? Keep it in mind. Don't get fooled by these smoke and mirrors. Let's not throw each other under the bus over small breadcrumbs that aren't really breadcrumbs. Don't let them play in y'all face like that. That's it. I love y'all.
All right, we love you too, Wendy. Appreciate you, sis.
Bye.
Stay in touch. All right, Ani, any last words?
Yep, I'm gonna look her up too. She was great, and she helped me put. Huh?
I said I agree.
Yeah, she helped me put stuff is steady clicking with me as I'm listening to your panel, and I was like, you know what? To think about it, it seemed like I'm even gonna say it seemed like it only makes sense. They rolled the Tory story. Because if they told the real story, I don't know if anybody said this yet, but if they told the real story between her and Kelsey, that would have looked so bad. So she had to bite that if Kelsey shot her, right? Because if oh my God, you slept with you introduced the girl to a friend, then sleep with the man while your friend's sick. If she would have said Kelsey shot me, then she would have had to explain that. You know what I mean? And to explain it would have made her look bad. She wasn't protecting Kelsey. She wasn't protecting Corey. She was protecting Megan. She wasn't protecting black people. She was protecting the label. She wanted to stay in business. You know what I mean? And then when I watched this story, the video with Tory talking about it, he actually mentions that a representative from Rock Nation called him because he was hearing how this stuff was rolling out. And he said that Rock Nation called him and told him, I hear you're going to make a statement, and said, something like it wouldn't be a good idea if you made that statement or whatever. So he got a call from them telling him not to make the statement. He has this video out, and it's like after this case is over with, that's when I saw the video, and I'm like, what has happened? Like, what were they doing in the shadows to prove that even he was trying to be silenced? They silenced Kelsey. Kelsey wasn't silent in that courtroom because of the defense, because of Tory. She was silent because of Rockefeller. She was just playing stupid. She didn't take any side. Because if she honestly, like, I don't know how to say what Rockefeller would I just feel like she could not say the truth at all on either end. You know, I don't think she was protecting Tory either. But in order to be, what is it that she got? What is that she got? The immunity.
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 If she
To
didn't do
keep
anything wrong, why would she need immunity?
exactly, and she had to act like she was going to rock with Megan to be avoided from to avoid from being convicted. But then when Tory and them was coming for her, she then had to change on the stand. She had that plan already to change up on stand and act like she's for Tory. But she had to play Megan first to keep them off her back. And then when she got on the stand, she had to do the okie doke and then started acting like she's just not on anyone's side, but more so sound like she's protecting him, you know. But it only makes sense that the only way she would blame him is to avoid a story coming out behind her nonsense of why the girls were fighting in the first place. You know, and it's sad. And I'm just tired of hearing these stories over and over. And I didn't mean get too deep the other time, but it was like to my point that, like his father was saying, we got to start standing up, man. And the system is trying so hard to play us against each other, and we're falling for it. We're falling for it. And yeah, and like in the other bloggers I listen to, we call it the bloody back for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's a movie with the slaves, and I forget his name, the actor, but he's talking about how he gets nice, get to be in the house with the massa and be nice, eat with the good, eat good food and drink good liquor and all that, huh?
Django.
I don't know it's an old movie. The guy, oh man, he's an older guy now.
Samuel
I
Jackson.
forget. Nope, nope. He was in that movie, one of the movies, Jaws, the black guy. He was like the director of the aquarium and all that, and the last Jaws, the movie Jaws.
Oh, I don't know, baby. You going
He's a popular actor, but he's older now. But yeah, he's talking to another slave who's trying to speak up and speak out against the master, and he's trying to talk him down, talking about all the good things that he has, and he's not going to let this slave mess it up for him. And he said, "You're going to get the bloody back for sure." And they use that as a meme on their blogs when it comes to our people selling out to the system and selling each other out to the system. Like, what's his name? Dang, what's the guy's name? Steve Harvey.
right
When he was talking with Monique, you know, he's
right.
a big sellout. But it's like for, like she said, for a few crumbs. For a few, we not getting nowhere. And then next thing you know, when they're tired of you, they either kill you or you kill yourself or you on drugs. How many of us of our black celebrities actually die from natural causes that didn't relate to stress? And there's only a handful I can see that really.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
You right.
sad.
All right. Well, look. If you want to give out your Instagram, you want to give us some shout outs, now's the time.
Actually, I just signed up for Instagram because I'm not into all this social media, but I'll hit you up on it for sure.
All right, cool.
I'll follow you right now.
All right. Talk No Joke Official is my page.
All right. Much love, man.
Much love, and I appreciate you. Always come back, baby.
All right. Thank you. Right. Bye-bye.
Cool. So, yeah. This was very interesting panel. Shout out to Alex. Thanks for giving us the facts from the case. My man from DC. Everybody else that came on, I can't remember everybody's names right now. Ani, Wendy, I think it was Latasha, AC, Black something, Max, Black Max, trying Trying to visually see in my head the people that was on my screen. Who else? DC. I said that. Everybody that came through, I appreciate y'all for your thoughts, your commentary. Alex for the giving us the commentary and from the courtroom perspective, him being in there. I want to say that although there's many of people out here that's happy that Tory Lanez was found guilty, I want to say that there are more people that feel like he was wrongly convicted than there's people that feel like that he was guilty. Me personally, I don't feel like the prosecutors did their job in this case to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty. I feel like Megan story was inconsistent. Kelsey story, same thing. Even the witness, Sean, whatever his name was, none of their stories was consistent. All their stories was inconsistent. So with all those inconsistent stories, how do you find somebody guilty beyond a reasonable doubt when there's nothing but reasonable doubt in all your witnesses? Even down to the DNA, the LAPD losing the evidence of the bullet fragments or whatever. Like, man, I believe Tory will come back, get an appeal, and it'll work out for him. I am tired. I'm going to bed. I'll holler at y'all in a minute. I just made me some salmon sliders because I'm hungry. I'm going to eat these salmon sliders, throw on Netflix, watch a movie until I fall asleep. I appreciate each and everybody that came through. I appreciate everybody for the donations y'all sent tonight. And maybe we'll talk about this again more tomorrow. But right now, I want y'all to go ahead and enjoy y'all Christmas. All y'all kids that have been waiting up on the West Coast for midnight to crack your first gift at midnight, you're a few minutes away from that. All right? East Coasters is Merry Christmas. All my people over in Great Britain, Merry Christmas. Had been Christmas for y'all hours ago. All right? Actually, y'all waking up, ripping up, opening up gifts right now. So all the people in Atlanta that your electricity got cut off because of this cold air. If your house is flooded because of the frozen pipes and the pipes bust, we praying for y'all. All y'all out there that's homeless in this cold weather, try to find shelter. Please go to a homeless shelter. In Atlanta, they have some shelters. They say it's only for women and children, which I think is foul. Like, y'all don't care about us men at all. But they got shelters for women and children. Fellas, I would say try to pull up on them if you need it. And hopefully they won't turn your way because you don't have a vagina or you're not underage. And they understand that you need heat as well. Joke, no joke. I'm out. I will holler at y'all in the AM. Merry Christmas once again. Your boy is tired. And I'm hungry. I'm going to eat these salmon sliders. All right? Much love to y'all.
Stay
Brittany,
Don't follow those cats. Choke, no joke. You already know. Let's go out the gray go. Now I'm out the game. Feel good not pitching in the hood. And I really don't think I could go back to selling crack and stashing them packs in my ass. I maintain weekly money the same. And nah, I don't go through them games. Niggas testing my brain with them triple beams filled with change. Pot crack, grams in the drain. Getting hit with the fake exchange. Like baking soda flour. After being on Broadway for hours. Getting knocked, being back at start. Niggas testing if I got heart. Pushing me to pop some shots. Just stop the ball before it starts. Old lady with the binocs. Give description to cops. Why they try to tear us apart with that good cop, bad cop. I ain't going for the game, he ain't tell you a thing. Your partner's with him saying the same. You can tighten them cuffs till you see veins. Stop fucking yanking them down. I'm out the game. They might fuck you if you ain't sane. And nigga never sniff cocaine. And I don't care what game or part of the area you claim. I'm out the game. Praise Scarface, you must be insane, nigga. Tony fucked the boss Dane. His right hand man, he's slain to get his back blown out the game. Do it on the low, let nobody know. No pillow talk to home. And if he step on your toes, don't bust a blame. Cause everybody will know. Or get out the game. They say that change is good. It's a lot of stress in the hood. And I know if you could, you would. Get out the game, but you stuck in that time. Where the nigga in public like shine. For a witness to drop a dime. For self-defense, do or die. Celebs doing time. Mike Vick on the child line. Even Kobe, Jason Williams, Gage, kick like Shinobi. Little Kim for perjury. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, right? Let's go. When it's late night, make sure it's packed tight. And when you take those flights, never eye the Jake in sight. And shake them fuckers when they dead to right. Making the fifth go rumble. Because of stick of trouble. Blasting your gap for a cat. For in fact, for some crap that don't involve you. For some dudes that don't love you. All they wanna do is pawn you. Until you go down. And don't do shit for you when you lock down. Or even when you touch down. But they tell you to go to the pound. The same block that gave you a pound. Years in the pen, now you living again. What mind state are you in? When you back it for 10. And you was just waiting for a teen to come home to relive it again. Entrapment should be a sin. The way they reel us in, will roll us to a revolving door to bring us in. This shit is insane. The game is insane. The game will fuck with your brain. That's why I'm out the game. Yeah. Just get out the game, man. I know they told y'all there's only 2 ways out. Jail and death. Nah, just get out, nigga. Just get out, man. It's easy. Just walk away, nigga. If they care about you, they'll let you go. If you in the game and you wanna go and get a better life, and they won't let you walk away, what do that say? Get out the game, nigga. You wanna sleep easy, nigga? Look at these rap niggas, nigga. You wanna be the next rapper, trapper, clapper, federal indictment rapper, huh? I keep telling y'all niggas, man, get out the game, man. Choke no joke. Grego, you already know. The beast is chemical, baby. That's why I'm out the game.